everyone, this is Renee from Angelic Comfort with your universal message from Spirit and the Angels for Monday, August 29th and Tuesday, August 30th. And I'm using the beautiful Angel Tarot cards from Doreen Virtue and Rodley Valentine. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the energy that's floating around out there. The energy that's floating around out there is pretty powerful. It's going to continue to be more powerful between all of the planetary and astrological lineups that we have going on. We are entering into Mercury retrograde in a couple of days. It's going to go on for several weeks. And also, September is 2 eclipses, because we are in the eclipse season. So 2 eclipses. So a lot of things are piling in. A lot of emotions are going to be rising to the surface. There's, again, like I said, over the weekend forecast, a lot of tears are going to be shed. There's going to be anger. There's going to be people who are not going to think before they speak. A lot of hurt feelings and things that aren't going to be very easy. So let's take a look at these cards. Everybody just needs to be aware of this. We have the Page of Air, the Lovers, and the King of Earth. Now, when we talk about the King of Air, it's usually it represents somebody who is actually very young, or maybe really young at heart. They have no filter with their tongue. They have no filter with their thoughts, with anything that's going on. They are very sharp with the tongue at all times. And they're going to relieve a message or have communication with you that's going to bring you an important message, but also in the sense this person is not going to filter anything, and it's going to be kind of a rude awakening on many levels. And we're talking about delays with plans, delays with moving forward in the way that we had hoped, but there's going to be no tact in this communication whatsoever with this person who's going to offer the information. And it's going to really make you think. And like I said, it could be quite an awakening for you. But the delays and changes to plans, when we talk about delays, or a lot of people refer to them as obstacles, sometimes we need to really sit down and think that these obstacles, in some cases, if we sit down and really meditate or really think about this and focus and not let our mind interfere with the chatter, but we need to also think about sometimes obstacles and delays are put there for a reason. They're a divine intervention. And if obstacles are continuing to be in your way, which will be happening a lot within the next couple of weeks, sometimes, like I said, it's a divine intervention where you need to stop and say, okay, I'm not on the right path with this. I am not, here's my warning sign, and I need to sit down and really think about this, because I'm being prevented from something possibly really bad happening to me, and is it okay? Do I need to take a different path? And did I choose the wrong path? I mean, all of these obstacles that are popping up really have a message to relay, and it's up to you to be able to discern whether this is something that needs to be relooked at and focused on, but it is an important message, and there is divine intervention going on here. So you really need to make sure that you're thinking clearly. And when we have the Lover's card, it could be in regard to your relationships, not just intimate relationships, but also, relationships with your family, your friends, rebuilding some of them. What is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you are trying to relay? What is it that you want out of life? If it's intimacy and stuff, this is great. There's a good possibility it could happen, but we need to, pay attention to the signs around us. This is really good for business partnerships. This is a good sign for, just strengthening the bonds with your family. Okay, very important. And it represents astrologically Gemini, which when we talk about Gemini, We talk about, the yin and the yang, people who are alike but not alike. You know, the eye openers. Things could work if they are different, but then again, if they're the same, things could work. So people are really taking the time this week, and especially the next 2 days, to really weigh your options. What is it that you are trying to do? And you need to be honest with yourself and take a look at the different obstacles and stuff. So whether it be in business or personal relationships or intimacy, I mean, now is the time to really think about this. You've got good health, but you need to really carefully weigh your decisions at this point. And again, taking a look at the different obstacles that you might be facing, along this time. And what is it? What are they trying to tell you? How many different obstacles are you expected to overcome? I mean, take a look at the number 6. It does have to do with family and fertility and nurturing, understanding, caring. It means to stand, to be true to yourself also, and the love that we have for others. So maybe some of you are also thinking about a couple of different people that you want to be in a relationship with, and you're not certain. You're just not certain, but you need to take a look at the signs that are around you and really be honest with yourself, because we also have here 2 focusing on partnerships, the King of Earth. And the King of Earth is somebody who's very successful, and they, confidently, accept the opportunities that are brought to them. This person's a business person. They're very good with business. They're good with numbers. They understand about managing. So if you are looking into a partnership, which, the Lover's card could also represent, now is a good time to start pushing forward with it. And these are plans. When we talk about all this planetary lineup and, Mercury retrograde and the eclipses and everything that we have going on, they say contracts aren't something that should be signed during this time. It's not talking about new projects. You're talking about projects that you've been working on. Those are the ones that you can go ahead and move forward with. New projects that haven't been contemplated or worked on or started are ones that you want to just take a slower step in. But the ones that have been researched and gone through, now is the good time to start pushing that forward even more. So the next couple of days, this week, the energy is right for success with business and business ventures. So, if you have a partnership, step up and have some really good communication with them and get things going, because now's the time. Both people have the Midas touch. And when we talk about this astrologically, the King of Earth is, of course, an earth sign. And that usually represents Virgo. And, Virgo is very determined and a very hard worker. So it doesn't have to be the person is Virgo, but the person works a lot of hours and continues to work, really hard until success is made. And it also represents Leo, which is fire, a fire sign. And it doesn't have to necessarily be Leo, but the person could be that of a fire sign. Also a combination of these 2 astrological signs, with, Earth being balanced and grounded, and fire sign being, the go-getter and let's go and let's do this. And like I said, they're a very hard worker. Whoever it is puts in a lot of time working, thinking, planning, mapping things out. Very successful with business management and business in itself. So it's definitely, the green flag with business. With personal relationships, again, there's things to think about. And again, communication, somebody's going to come in that has absolutely no tact and could absolutely give you an awakening, and maybe one that you didn't want to hear. So, stay grounded, stay focused, stay balanced the next couple of days, actually through this next month, and be honest, knowing that you possibly, might be changing plans, might be changing routes on a personal level for yourself, and decisions need to be made. They need to be made. So, it's time to clear the fog and take the time to look at things honestly, and what is your intention. So then I did draw 3 more cards from another deck, from an Ask Your Guides deck, and it came up with Divine Teachers, which means balance, deceit, and invention. Okay, so when we talk about invention right here, this came up with the business aspect of it, with the business venture. It's an invention, creativity, it's spark. It's a good thing. It's moving forward. When we look at the Lover's card and we take a look at the different obstacles that we're facing and stuff, we see deceit. Are we talking, about, deceit with ourselves, as far as what it is that, are we seeing clearly? Because the guardian angels, obviously there's obstacles, and the guardian angels are trying to tell you something with these obstacles. So are you deceiving yourself, or are you deceiving other people? And that's something that you need to really think about. And when it comes to the Page of Air, we want to talk about balance, divine teacher. It could be somebody who's very intelligent, but like I said, they have absolutely no tact, no couth, and they're going to force you to bring a balance back into your life that you thought that you had. And what they say is not coming out to be mean. They're not trying to be mean, but they're giving you a little bit of a wake-up call. So, they want you to find that balance. So again, here we go with the different cards. So definitely a go with business. With love, are you deceiving yourself? This is something that you need to think about. Your guardian angels are with you. They're there to protect you. And the obstacles that you're facing, are your guardian angels trying to tell you something? Are you truly listening? Or are you going from a place of, a fog? It's something you really need to think about. And it doesn't mean that you're losing the battle or that you've lost the battle. It just means that you might need to reroute and really seriously think about what it is, because deceiving ourselves can be pretty detrimental too if things don't work out the way you want. So you really need to balance and think about what it is clearly that you want out of life, and is it really feasible? Will this really work? And then the other, again, with the communication, find balance within yourself so that you can take this information that you're going to receive from somebody, like I said, who's going to be very harsh and sharp with the tongue, but they're going to be truthful and honest, kicking in a balance back in you, awakening you to your reality, so that you can be on the path you're supposed to be. So I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for listening to this. I know it was a little bit long today, but a lot of information is just pouring in, and if I withhold it from all of you, then that's not fair either. So we just have a lot going on energy-wise, planetary-wise, zodiac-wise, retrograde, the eclipses, all of this stuff. So, it's so important to stay grounded, or get grounded, and stay balanced and stay within the reality, not a fantasy world. Okay, so have a great day, everybody. If you want a more in-depth reading that has to do with you, go to my website, www.angelic-comfort.com. Again, it's www.angelic-comfort.com. Wishing you all the next couple of days of much love, laughter, and an abundance of blessings, and much safety, and being surrounded by those who you love. Okay? Have a great day, everybody. Namaste.